back to my channel. Today's video we're going to go ahead and do this rosy look. It's a little bit on the dramatic side. I wanted to go ahead and be a little bit more intense with my eyeshadow today. And it is 8 o'clock in the morning and I don't effing care. I'm going to go ahead and use the Revealed 2 palette mainly, but I am taking a transition shade from... Where are you at? Why am I like never prepared? I am also using this transition color here in this. So if you have like a transition color that you can use, a warmer one, I recommend it. Really quick before I do get into the voiceover Krystal, I just want to say thank you so much for all of my subscribers who have subscribed to me, because I am already almost at 1,000, and I just want to say thank you, especially since I've really just kind of been serious about this and being more consistent. So thank you again. I know that I have been on YouTube for a long time, but I have been on and off, and I do plan on continue doing this. So thank you so much for showing your support, and like I said, let's get on into the tutorial. Alright guys, so now it's over to voiceover Krystal. I wanted to just say that this look is going to be a little bit more on the dramatic side. So I'm going to go ahead and start by priming my eyes. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. It's my absolute favorite, but I want to say that honestly I do like the MAC Soft Ochre paint pot better, but this is a great cruelty-free alternative. So now I'm just going to go ahead and buff it in, and I'm kind of cleaning like any eyebrow hairs that need to be plucked. Let's be real, it kind of doubles as a concealer, and I am going to apply it to the lower lash line. Again, I'm doing it very messily, getting it where I would normally apply my concealer. And if you are doing this, I do recommend using an eye cream, because this can be very drying on your under eyes. So now I'm going to go ahead and just set everything. This is my go-to powder foundation right now, and I am still on the look for better alternatives. I do really want to try the IT Cosmetics Luminization one, you know, the one with the crazy name. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Revealed 2 palette. I'm going in with this kind of rosy color here, and I'm putting it in as a transition color. I really didn't like the brush I was using, and I didn't like that base color. I wanted something warmer. This was a little bit too cool toned for my skin tones, so go ahead and adjust it however it is that you want. So I will go in with a warmer color in a little bit. So all I do here is just place it, and then I'll go back in with a blending brush and blend everything out. And I am focusing this just in the crease, not really the outer corner, mainly in the crease. So now I'm going to go in with this warm transition shade. I don't have one that's this light right now, and I really have been enjoying it since I got it in my Boxycharm. All I'm doing is placing it over this color and creating a different look. As you can see, the other eye looks very cool toned and flat, and now it is a lot warmer thank you to that shade. So now I'm going to go in with this burgundy color. A lot of you guys wanted me to do more looks on the Revealed palettes, and honestly I just really didn't like them at all, but I do want to say that this is my favorite one out of all 4 of them. So all I'm doing is just placing this on the crease, and as you can see, I'm keeping it on the crease, not the outer corner like I usually do. I usually go quite down, but now I'm just keeping it there and blending it in. And I do stick to windshield wiper motions when bringing the product in towards the inner corner, and then I do circular motions on the outer part of my eye. Since it is going to be a little bit more dramatic, I do want the colors to show, so I am bringing the colors up a bit more than I would normally do on an everyday basis. But of course, I don't want any harsh lines, so all I'm doing is just going back into with this warm color every now and then when I do want to blend out that harsh edge and bring in a little warmth to the eyeshadow look. I'm just going to take the powder foundation that I used earlier and just clean up underneath my brows. What this is going to do is going to create a feathered and gradient effect. It's going to make sure that everything blends nicely and doesn't go too high up to your brow bone. All I'm doing is just taking a clean brush and just blending things away. I feel like whenever you do dramatic looks, blending is key because it can look quite muddy sometimes. So if you want something more dramatic, I just recommend going slowly. As you can see here, I am kind of taking my time and just trying to make it look as flawless as possible. And I honestly didn't know what look I was going for, but I just went for it. I'm taking this darker burgundy, and if you have Embarked by Matte, it is kind of the same. I'm gonna do the same thing, except I'm focusing it in the outer crease. Again, not the outer corner, the outer crease. So as you can see, I'm starting from the outer part of my crease and taking it in, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it in windshield wiper motions in the crease, just to add some depth and dimension and just make everything look a little bit more dramatic. Again, you can definitely build up the color a lot more. A lot of the times on my other tutorials, I do feather out my eyeshadow a lot. I like everything to be very blended and soft and just have the intensity in my inner corner and like a little bit on the lid, but we're just gonna do the whole eye today. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the concealer trick that you guys always see me do in my dramatic looks. And the key to this is using an opaque concealer, and what I recommend is starting from the base of your eyelash wherever you have less eyeshadow product and taking it up. Whenever you start to see that your brush has picked up any pigment from your eyeshadow, wipe it off on your palette or the back of your hand and apply more concealer and go back to where you left off. This trick is also really gonna help your lid shade really be pigmented. And as you can see, I got concealer on the top of my eye. That was not planned, okay? So I'm gonna go back and fix that. So it is very important that you do this very fast. If you're not filming tutorials like I am, you wouldn't have looked up and you wouldn't have had this problem. So all I'm gonna do is I'm trying to see if I go back in with this blending brush with no extra product, if it will kind of get rid of it. It didn't. It left kind of like a glossy shine. So I'll just go back in with the crease color, and then I'll go back in with the darker color with the pencil brush or definer crease brush, whatever you want to call it, and just, you know, call it a day. And as you can see, the concealer really does make the eyeshadow pop a lot more. So I'm just going to do the same thing on the other eye. Granted, I didn't mess up on this eye, but I still want to go ahead and blend out the shade as much as possible, add a little bit more of the darker color to keep that depth there and just make everything look a little dramatic. Again, you can add black if you want to make it a lot more dramatic, but this is just what I was kind of in the mood for today. I was feeling a little bit fall today because it is quite cold. I am getting over a flu and I just was in this mood. So as you can see, I mixed the last two shades that I used, and this is going to be the outer corner. So as you can see, I place it and then I'm going in and patting it over the outer corner and just blending it out. I'm keeping it in like a wing shape because I'm going to be applying winged eyeliner. And all I did was go back over with that warm transition shade just to make sure that everything looks even and put together. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and pat it on the outer corner. You can take it in as much as you want to. I just really want it on the outer V. Again, I'm just patting it wherever the concealer product is because I don't want it to be like kind of muddy. And then once I have patted it on, I'll go ahead and just blend everything together in circular motions. Don't worry if it gets a little bit messy. We're gonna go ahead and clean everything up after we apply eyeliner and our lashes. So I'm just gonna take a shimmery shade. This is just the one I used right now, but I will go over it later with my highlighter. And I'm gonna highlight the inner corner as well as my brow bone. So once I have placed the product, you guys know that I like to place it and then go in and blend it. That just really helps me get everything down, and I freak out less, okay? Like, let's be real. I freak out a lot less. So I'm gonna go ahead and just blend everything out again using a clean brush and just, you know, making everything look very flawless. So now that I have eyelashes on and my eyeliner on, I'm gonna go ahead and start by priming my face. I'm using a pore filler. Use whatever it is that you like. I'm just using this because this really helps my foundation look a little bit flawless, especially whenever, you know, you're doing a thumbnail, you want your skin to look the best. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my foundation, and I'm using 2 pumps of it because I want to be a little extra today. And all I'm going to do is dab it around my face, and then what I like to do is I start at the jawline. I start at the jawline and blend it down to my neck, and then I'll go in and get the rest of my face. I just find that it is better for me to do that so that I make sure that it is blended and I don't have like a line of foundation on my jaw. And as you can see here, I am just cleaning up any eyeshadow that is left from outside of my wing because I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish applying my foundation. I'm just using a stippling motion with my foundation brush. I am using a yellow concealer as well as a porcelain concealer just so that I can get a brightening effect as well as a like color correcting effect. And now that we are looking ghosty as fuck, we're gonna make ourselves look even more ghostly by applying this white translucent powder on our face. Don't worry though, it doesn't look this freaking white in person. So once I have placed that product on my face, I'm gonna go ahead and just sweep it off and just kind of blend everything out. And then we're gonna go ahead and work on the lower lash line. I'm placing this warmer color on first because I do want that on there, and then I'm going to go ahead and just mix the 2 purple colors that we've been using, or the burgundy colors, whatever you want to call it, and just kind of place it on the lower lash line as well and just smoke it out. I'm not taking it like far down as I'm not doing it far down but I am just smoking it out. Now I didn't apply bottom mascara, and I would totally say yeah, I so meant for that to happen, but I didn't. I forgot. I went ahead and I blended the lower lash line eyeshadow all the way out to my wing. I thought it looked nice. So now I'm going to go ahead and kind of contour a little bit, or bronze contour, because this isn't really like a contour palette, but I don't care. I'm going to use it anyways. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it where I would normally would and call it a day. Since I have small temples, I don't really like putting contour palette there, or contour product there. What? I don't like putting contour product there because I feel like, you know, I'm basically eliminating it if I do. So I do focus highlighter there, but I am putting it on the upper temples of my head, not the center, just so that I can kind of get a heart-shaped face out of my roundish face. Then I'm just going to go in with a e.l.f. stippling brush and just blend that out because nobody wants harsh lines. I'm also going ahead and blending out the contour that I put on my nose, which isn't really a contour, it's just like whatever left on my brush, I put it on there. So this is the highlight I'm going to use. We got it, I don't know how long ago, but look at this. Like, it is so shimmery. It is so pretty. It is so pretty and shimmery. And the thing is, when I first got this, I wasn't feeling it. Now I am. So that's why you should always keep things. So now I'm going to go ahead and just highlight my nose, Cupid's bow, and a little bit on my chin, and I'm about to call it a day. This right here is the product that I went ahead and I applied on the inner corner. It's like fairy dust. It is so magical. I just love it. It's so pretty. It has a pink kind of tint to it. It's like a pinkish pearlescent tint, which I really thought was appropriate with this eyeshadow look, and I wanted to go ahead and use it. So to add a little bit more dimension to my brows, I'm just filling them in with this NYX, I was gonna say MAC, it's not MAC, it's NYX eyebrow gel, and I'm applying this Laura Geller blush. I think it's in Cosmopolitan. So now I'm gonna line my lips with the natural e.l.f. definer pencil, and I'm gonna line them and fill them in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use this Boxycharm, what is it called? It's the Pure Lip Lacquer that we just got in Boxycharm, and I've been using it and I like it, but I'm not in love with it. I love the texture, I love everything about it. The only reason why I'm not so in love with it is because the shade is a little bit frosty. If it were to be a different shade, I would love it even more. However, I still use it, as you guys see. I really do like it. I think it's appropriate for a dramatic look, since I do want the focus on the eyes. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I do plan on doing more semi-dramatic looks as well as more dramatic looks in the future. And if you do like what you see, feel free to subscribe and like this video. And with that being said, guys, don't forget that I love you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!